Hi, I'm Jeff Moran. I want to welcome you to True Texas History. Today, I'm going to start on a new direction. It chaps me to no end when people start destroying history and destroying the monuments. The monuments are a connection with the past, almost like way markers along the road. They're way markers concerning many of our roads. And I went ahead and talked about Dick Dowling the other day, and today I'm going to go ahead and talk about the 18th Texas Cavalry. This is a regiment that formed up there near Dallas, and many of the people from Denton County, because the monument there in Denton was put there by some people that they wanted to remember the 18th Texas Cavalry. And somebody might say, oh, what did they do? What's the significance? Well, you know, they formed, and originally it was called Darnell's Regiment. They went ahead and formed in Dallas and went off to war. Of course, they saw some of their first action up at Arkansas Post, and unfortunately, what happened there, there was some miscommunication in the unit. Got surrendered. These men found themselves in prison camp, and fortunately they survived. They were paroled. They came back, them and several other regiments, and at that point the 18th was combined with the 17th and a few others and put under the command of a Texas commander by the name of Hiram Granbury, and it became part of Granbury's brigade. Now, Granbury's brigade, because these men had been captured at Arkansas Post, they had a terrible reputation. They were essentially known, like surrender monkeys, and they were out to change that reputation, which they did. And these men saw some heavy fighting, and the honors from the battles that they were in, you'll find it on the unit flag, and it was up to Granbury to go ahead and teach these men how to fight and boot them into good shape, and they did at the Battle of Ringgold Gap. Now, at the Battle of Ringgold Gap, these men were on the heights over there near Chattanooga. The Union forces were coming up and attacking them. Numerically, it was 3-to-1 odds, and they beat them back. But the problem is they ran out of ammunition. And when they ran out of ammunition, they didn't know what else to do. Let's just throw rocks at them. And they threw rocks at them, and they fought. They defeated all the attempts to try to dislodge them. And when you're standing up to a charge with nothing but rocks, that says something. These men went on to fight some other notable engagements. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and go into excessive detail, but they found themselves fighting a lot in Georgia at the Battle of New Hope Church. The men of the 18th made a nighttime bayonet charge, which that was very rare in the war, and it was successful. And then at Kennesaw Mountain, they were part of the stubborn defense known as the Dead Angle. And these men, they were holding on to a position, and they were attacked, and they held their ground. And they called it the Dead Angle because with the constant attacks in a 45-minute period, they killed over 3,000 soldiers that were attempting to dislodge them. These were some tough cookies, and they weren't about to back down. Patrick Cleburne, in his official report, said that the piles of the dead on this front were but a silent eulogy upon Granbury and his noble Texans. One of the witnesses made an astonishing observation that there were more dead there than there were British that attacked Andrew Jackson at the Battle of New Orleans. Think about that for a moment. Then another time, during the Atlanta campaign, This brigade saw a lot of hard fighting. All of its leading commanders had been killed, so command of the whole regiment fell to one of the captains, and he decided to go ahead and make a charge. And at that point, let's see, how many men did he have? They went up, I believe, against the 15th Michigan, but he mounted a charge with 160 men that included the cooks, and they went ahead and charged, and it was a successful charge. You know, a lot of the fighting, eventually their flag was captured, although the regiment was still intact. Their colors were captured by a Michigan unit, and then the flag was returned in 1914. And it's one of the best examples of what they call a Hardee pattern flag. These men continued with a reputation for hard fighting. In fact, on the battlefield, anytime you saw this regiment or anybody with a Hardee pattern flag, they knew they were in for a hard fight. And, what that consisted of, it was, you know, blue field with a silver star. I mean, not a silver star, kind of a white moon type of thing. And this was a unit that earned a lot of honor, and the people of Denton don't care. If anything, they are disgracing veterans. Now, before you get mad at me about veterans, keep in mind Congress said that the Confederate veterans are U.S. veterans as much as others. They weren't traitors. So they don't care about history in Denton. But I will do my best to preserve history and at least give you, listeners, the story and the background behind some of these monuments that they're removing. I think you'll have a greater appreciation for things then. So until next time, vaya con Dios. Goodbye.